Hello, parents and guardians. I hope this is okay to do a video instead of a long email. I just find it so hard sometimes to convey the right tone in an email. And I also just thought talking would be maybe a little bit quicker for you guys. Um, I know you guys are getting so much information and emails from all over the place, so I'm sorry to add to the pile. But I did just want to reach out and touch base about grades and assignments and things like that for my English class. So, sorry, should have started with I'm Ashley Ferraro. I am an English teacher at Golden High School. And if you're receiving this, it's because your child student is in one of my English classes. So at this point, some of my classes that I've already seen for 3 days have 4 assignments to them. 3 should already have been turned in. 1 is going to be turned in. For those that I haven't quite seen, they're working through their second assignment right now. I'm really overwhelmed, and it's Thursday and it's only been a week. I don't know if you guys are feeling that way. I imagine you are, because you're dealing with all of the stress and anxiety that your kiddos are feeling right now. So anyways, as far as the assignments go, I have been putting grades in as quickly as I can, especially if missings, right? Just to give them a heads up of like, it is missing. And I'm trying really, really hard to give feedback to kids so that they know kind of how to gauge that, because we're still, right? We're just getting to know each other. They don't know me necessarily, and I don't know them. And so this is kind of a tough place to be in, and especially online when so many other things are being wonky right now. So what I want you guys to know about it is the grades are really just trying to set like, hey, here's the expectations. So students right now, I'm kind of using this as a 0 unit. Haven't gotten into English curriculum yet, right? Just been doing a lot of giving them lessons in Google training. Training in the sense of like Google training. And because I know I have some students who haven't ever used Google before because they were at a different school who used Schoology or something else like that, right? Or even just maybe they don't know the ins and outs. And so far, I've gotten quite good feedback from students about it being helpful. Like a lot of it I knew, but I didn't know these pieces that could be really helpful. And so we're kind of doing some of that just so that they can get used to that. And hopefully these are things that they can use as a reference to come back to throughout the year as they get other assignments and things like that. So they're set up in a Google slide where they watch the video on how to do something and then maybe answer a question and do something. And so then I did that exactly for that reason, so that they would have these short videos on how to use these Google tools throughout the year. So if in November I'm asking them to make a study chart or making a research table, right? So they track all their research. They know how to do the table part. Or if they don't remember, they can come back to these videos and use them as a reference point to do that and be successful. So with that, trying to learn some information about students as far as what are their abilities in writing, as well as like reading the directions and following all of that, because I don't know most of these students. I have 140-ish, I think, which is, and managing them all, I'm sure you guys know, because you're trying to manage our crazy schedule of like when kids are supposed to be where and what classes they're supposed to be taking. So I'm feeling that same overwhelming stress of figuring out who's in what class, and I have 10 different Google Classrooms and so many different grade books and those kind of things too, right? So we're all kind of in there together. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Trying to give them feedback on just their writing. So I am looking for standard English, capitalization, punctuation, spelling, right? Especially typing, if they can right click and check the spell check. I think that's a pretty fair request at a high school level. And so setting the tone for class that way, learning about students and what maybe they need and where they're at. So when you're checking grades in Canvas or in Parent Portal, if you're seeing grades that maybe aren't what reflect your student's ability, please reach out or have your student reach out. At this point, if they are like, I just rushed it and I was just overwhelmed by everything, and that's not my best work, I'm happy to say, go back and do it, right? These are really easy assignments and it would be awesome to get full credit for them. So they're welcome to just touch base with me if they would first, and then kind of rework some of those assignments if they're not happy with the grade that they got on those. Missing assignments, I'm not taking any points off right now for things being late because we are still just trying to figure out everything and where am I supposed to be and all of those kind of things. But it is just a communication piece, right? I am getting a lot of like, hey, I just forgot to hit the turn in button, which is fine. And we can see the revision histories in Google Docs down to like the second, which is kind of awesome. But that does, like, if I see it as missing, I don't know to grade it yet. And they won't necessarily know to check it and turn it in because they thought they did, right? So, and then I'm trying really hard to use this as just an opportunity for open communication of like, hey, I don't have this assignment. Oh, I forgot to turn it in, or oh, I'm still working on it, or oh, I'm still struggling. So I don't want to overwhelm my students. So if you have a kiddo who is just feeling really overwhelmed and really stressed out, and those missings or grades are just piling that on, would you or your student please reach out and let me know? I don't mind holding off on that. I don't want to overwhelm people. I just am trying to, communicate as much as possible right now in this time that we're, I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of drowning. I'm guessing there's a lot of you out there that are feeling that way too, and so are the kids. So anyways, I'm sorry this was long, but please know that I'm not out to fail anyone, especially right now. I'm just trying really hard to get a gauge of where our kids and what do they need, so that when we do start our English curriculum, we start it right where they need it to be, rather than too far in advance or way too easy. And so if you have any questions or concerns, or if you're feeling overwhelmed or frustrated, please reach out. I'm happy to help you. I'm going to attach a couple more videos here in the email of things that might help you. Some parents have asked, like, how do I get access to Classroom? Unfortunately, we can't give anyone outside of the Jeffco domain, right, who has a Jeffco account, access to Google Classroom, but you can sit down with your student and have them show you a few things. So I'm going to send links to a couple of videos that I've made. They were designed for students, right? But they will show you how to help your kiddo click to get to those right places if you want to check grades or if you want to see what's missing or anything like that. My Google Calendar for Classroom is posted on my website. And you guys can take a look at that and you can subscribe to it, I believe. So then at least you know what assignments are being assigned and when. And so if you have questions, if you're trying to help a student out, reach out to me, send me an email. I'm happy to share what I can with you and do that, because I know you guys are an amazing support system. So I'm here. I'm not trying to overwhelm and stress your student. So if they're feeling like that, please reach out and let me know. And if you are feeling overwhelmed and if there's anything I can do to help you, please let me know. Thank you. Sorry for this is so long. If you are still watching this, I'm very, very impressed. Thank you.